Hello everyone, welcome back to LewisNews, your #1 YouTube channel for all types of Spider-Man news, and in today's video we're going to be talking about that Craven the Hunter trailer. We're going to be breaking everything down for you, and also we're going to be breaking down the synopsis as well. But before we do get into that, if you are new around here, this is your #1 YouTube channel for all types of Spider-Man news. We cover everything from the games, the movies, and the shows, so make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss anything Spider-Man. That being said, let's get straight into this. So the trailer featured Aaron Taylor Johnson as Craven the Hunter. We also got a good look at his father, Russell Crowe, in the film as well. The film got two trailers. It got a green band trailer and it got a red band trailer, just as we reported the other day. Now, the red band trailer is extremely more violent and basically shows the actual tonality of the film itself. We get scenes such as Craven chewing someone's eyeball out. We also get other scenes of violent nature as well, with a lot of blood and a lot of gore. It has also been revealed how Craven actually gets his powers. Now, the way Craven gets his powers in this film is a little different to how he gets them in the comics. Now, you see, Craven the Hunter is one of those characters where his origin story does kind of differ from each adaptation from his original source material. You see, in some adaptations, he is basically just a guy who hunts people. In other adaptations, he's even become a massive animal himself. Like in Spectacular Spider-Man, he transformed into that massive lion. But in this movie, it looks like he gets his powers from a drop of lion blood, or like lion saliva or something like that. Essentially, lion DNA fuses with his DNA the same way that Peter Parker's DNA fuses with a radioactive spider. And then essentially this connects him to the animal kingdom. He can essentially sense animals, he can communicate with animals, and it basically makes him a fierce hunter. To what extent his powers will be, we don't actually know yet. We know that he will have animalistic powers, but to what extent we don't actually know. But I think it's very interesting that this is how Craven actually gets his powers. We also get a really good look at the Rhino as well. As you can see in this image on the screen, the Rhino is going to be the actual Rhino from the comics. He won't have a mechanical suit, he won't be armory, it will be the actual Rhino from the comics. And this excites me because although I'm a little bit skeptical on how they can do this in live action, I think this will be really, really awesome if they do pull it off. I'm really excited to see Rhino, and he's one of those characters that, you know, he's massive, he's big, he's strong. He's always been one of those characters where you're just like, I wonder if you could do him in live action, and Craven is going to try and attempt to pull that off, so I really hope they succeed with this. Either way, Aaron Taylor Johnson as Craven, I'm not really feeling it personally. I'm going to make a video over on Lewis Films coming on Wednesday talking more about the trailer and my opinion, but just quickly, my opinion with Aaron Taylor Johnson, I'm not really a big fan. I don't really see it. I feel like he's kind of just playing a normal guy, right? I don't feel like this is Craven the Hunter. Craven the Hunter to me is buffer, you know, he's bigger. He's got the beard and the mustache going on. He's got the accent. That's Craven the Hunter to me. This is just Aaron Taylor Johnson in a movie that's titled Craven the Hunter. There's no Craven there for me personally. Either way, I think from all the Sony movies that we've gotten so far, this one probably looks the most interesting to me. It looks like they're taking a step in the right direction with Craven the Hunter. There are some really cool shots in here. Some of the dialogue is written pretty well as well. Russell Crowe looks like he's going to do an amazing job in this film too. Either way, the trailer is pretty much everything I expected it to be, and I think it's everything that everyone else expected it to be as well. I don't think there's anything special here. The most notable things that we've already talked about are Rhino, how Craven gets his powers, and well, that's pretty much it. Now let's move on to the synopsis for the film, because I think this is very interesting and I think we should take a look at it because it might hint at something to come in the future. So the synopsis for the film reads, Craven the Hunter is the visceral story about how and why one of Marvel's most iconic villains came to be, set before his notorious vendetta with Spider-Man. Now that's interesting because obviously that's the official synopsis for the film, meaning that potentially this is going to be a prequel to a bigger confrontation with the likes of Spider-Man in the future. Now that really excites me because the more time that goes on, the more people are speculating about who is going to be the Sonyverse Spider-Man. We've made many videos over on Lewis Films, we've made many news videos over on this channel about stuff circulating about the Sonyverse Spider-Man. Is it Andrew Garfield? Is it Miles Morales? Is it someone else? We don't actually really know at this point in time. However, with Venom 3's plot leak suggesting that it will be about Venom tutoring Peter Parker, and with Madam Web basically being a multiversal movie movie about saving a unborn Peter Parker, we are getting closer and closer to a version of Spider-Man. Whether that will be Spider-Woman, whether it'll be Miles Morales, or whether it'll even be Peter Parker himself, we are getting ever so closer to a Spider-Man in the Sonyverse. And I reckon Craven could potentially give us Spider-Man by the end of the film. Maybe he shows up in the post-credit scene, maybe we see him at the end of the film, maybe the teaser, maybe the cliffhanger is Craven essentially saying, hey, this guy, I want to hunt him, and it's Spider-Man. Who knows? But that speculation is up for debate. That is pretty much everything you need to know for the Craven trailer. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you like this video if you did enjoy. Also, make sure to stay tuned because we post every single day at 7 PM UK time with some more Spider-Man news. Tomorrow, we're going to be covering some stuff for Beyond the Spider-Verse. The producers have come out and said some interesting stuff about the Miles variant from the cliffhanger of Across the Spider-Verse, and I really want to cover it because I think it's really interesting. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace.